Hey everyone. I'm going to wait for you guys to come on. I might go get a drink because I just had some brunch with my friend and I need more drinks. The time has changed a lot. I'm sorry about that. Okay, while I'm waiting for you guys to come on, I'm going to go get a drink because it's that time of day. Happy Saturday! Ugh, everything is difficult. No, I'm doing you. Hold on. I know people are waiting. Give me a minute, guys. I'm back. Okay, so, the sun is strong. Oh my God. Hey girl, happy Saturday. I had to get I had to get a poppy because my friend and I went to brunch and I had way too many palomas. So I'm trying to hydrate. How are we all doing this weekend? I've been busy. Life has been lifing, but I'm still trying to keep up with all things Nicola. Ooh. Okay, if you guys have never tried poppy, it's really good. It's prebiotic, so it's good for your gut, supposedly. It's still soda. I mean, not gonna lie. How is there? Oh, hi. And my cat wants to be in the live stream. Say hi, everybody. This is Java. I've introduced him before, but yeah. He always interrupts me. It's okay, though. Yeah. He's good. He's a good one. So how's everyone been doing? It's been kind of quiet. Don't look at my hair. It's a mess. It's been kind of quiet on the Nicola front, kind of. I know I wanted to share her speech with you guys today because I had some opinions on it, what she said. I saw another tarot card reader. I think it's Anna is her name, Soul Embrace Tarot or whatever. I think she made a video about Nicola a while ago and why she's kind of stepped away from her. And I thought it was interesting. And that was before I had seen her speech from her awards, like the Harper's Bazaar Awards. I think she had made that video though when Nicola was in New York at the Time 100 event talking about Palestine and all that stuff. And I stay away from that. I'm not including myself in that dialogue, but I thought it was interesting that that one tarot reader's thoughts kind of changed around her based off of that. So that was interesting. But oh yeah, you guys, also tomorrow I'm getting my teeth fixed and I'm so excited. Literally my two front teeth. So obviously it's obvious, but if I point it out, it's even more obvious that I have a crown from a root canal, and my other tooth, like, they don't match. And so I'm going back tomorrow to have my dentist, who I have now, who's new, fix my dang teeth, because I have been dealing with this for years and I'm done with it. So I'm like, I'm going to get my two front teeth done. They're going to get crowned. They're going to be like white. They're going to be longer. It's going to look better. So I'm excited about that. I'm trying to think if I should document it or not, because it's going to be like a really a gross process a little bit. It's okay though. We'll get there. I'm excited about it. Okay, so I'm just going to get into it because I think it's hard on a Saturday. A lot of people are out doing stuff. So it's really my only free day now, you guys, because I'm working during the week and then I'm looking for a place still. So we're good to go though. So let me share my screen with you guys because I want to share Nicola's award speech from Harper's Bazaar. And then I also want to share Luke's interview with People that he recently did. And no, he's not the sexiest man alive. I think he was like featured in it. So I don't think he was on the cover or whatever, but I just think it's weird that they always ask him about Bridgerton every interview he does. And I'm like, can you ask this man something else? Like, I feel like he might be frustrated just talking about Bridgerton all the time. Like, he does other stuff too, but let me share this because I want to get into Nicola's speech really quick because I have some comments on what she said in hers. Hopefully the sound shares. And if it doesn't, I'm sorry. It should. Hold on. Let me make sure the sound is on. Yes, it is. All right.
Thank you, Lydia, Helena, everyone at Harper's. This has been a gorgeous evening. It is just an honor and a pleasure to be surrounded by so many impressive women. I love being a woman. I love being a female actor, but sometimes it's hard.
Oh, girl, yes, she's starting with the swear words. I'm here for it because I have a potty mouth too.
Today I did something that half of the people in this room will have done and the other half will have lied about never doing. I Googled myself. And the first three things that came up after my name were this: Nicola Coughlan partner, Nicola Coughlan age, Nicola Coughlan dress size. And I don't want to toot my own horn or anything, but I did achieve some like other stuff this year.
Yeah, thank you. Like, seriously, I love this generation of women who are in the media now, who are actors or singers. Like, Chappell Roan is a good example. She's standing up for herself, and she's calling out the media, and she's calling out all the BS in the media. And people don't like it when women do that because then they get labeled as like a bitch or something else. But if a man were to do it, then he'd get labeled as a hero or a boss. And I'm just like, everyone is so sick of the narrative that I'm really happy that these female actors and musicians are now opening their mouths and saying something about how disgusting the media is toward women. Because I'm sorry, they don't ask men in interviews, what's your clothes size? They don't ask men in interviews, like, who's your, like, you know, what's your dating life like? They only ask that to women. Why? Because the baseline of society is very misogynistic and patriarchal. And then I love that the fact that Nicola and women like her are actually calling that out now, because it's so obvious and it's been obvious for years, but they're just calling it out, and I'm here for it. I'm here for it, girl.
So it was, you know, it didn't make me feel great, but I just think that there's such a pressure on women and such a scrutiny on women. And when I was a little girl, my favorite pop star.
And speaking of size, okay, I'm gonna try not to go down a rabbit hole here, you guys. Speaking of size, why is it okay for the man to be bigger, but the woman not to be bigger? And every cartoon you see, what Family Guy, the husband's a fat lard, the wife is a hot, like, you know, skinny broad. King of Queens, the man is a fat, like, mid man, and the wife is like, you know, it's like, this isn't like in real life. Come on, give me a break. And I'm not here judging anyone's size. I'm saying that's how disgusting the media is, that they really just want to focus on women's size. But then when it comes to men, oh, it's okay if you're fat and huge and you have a hot wife. But if a woman, God forbid, a woman is like not even obese, just like thicker or chunky, and she plays like a love interest of someone on a show. Oh, ew, what's that? Like all the rhetoric around it is disgusting, and I'm so sick of it. And I am so here for women like Nicola calling it out. I'm done with it, and everyone's done with it. And the games are not going to work on people anymore. You can't fucking pit women against women anymore because it's not working, because people see through that now. So anyway, that's my rant. I'm done.
Was my favorite pop star for a number of reasons. She was inherently cool. She had this sort of brunette bob that I immediately got cut into my own hair. And she was so funny. She was so deeply funny, so quick. And her line delivery of, "And I'm Victoria, Malcolm." I can't look at her still. I'm going to take me a second to do it.
It took me a minute to realize that Victoria Beckham was in the room. And so I think Nicola was fangirling during her speech because Victoria was in the room with her. And she was like, I can't even look at her. I can't look. I'm like, girl, like people do that about Nicola though now. And I wonder how weird it must feel to be someone who you still fangirl over people, but then other people are fangirling over you. And it's like this weird, like, I don't know if dichotomy is the right word. It's probably not, but it's this weird thing where it's like some weird alternate universe thing. But I love how she's like completely fangirling over her.
It's too much. Like, but that is.
And I love the Spice Girls when I was little too. So I'm right there with you, girl.
Genuinely one of the best line deliveries of the 20th century in comedy. You know, she's just amazing. You are my favorite. You've always been.
She can't even talk. She's just stuttering. She's like, I love this woman and I don't care who knows it. And I'm sorry. I'm really fangirling right now. It's my award. Like she's accepting an award for her, but she's fangirling over Victoria Beckham.
My favorite. I mean, I did take the scissors to my own hair after the hairdressers because it wasn't exactly the right length as yours. And my mom was very mad at me. So that is also your fault. Yes, you're Ken, you're the hairdresser. Of course I know who you are. Of course I know all these things. Yeah.
She's like, her hairdresser's there with her. And she's like, of course I know who your hairdresser is. I'm obsessed with you. I love it.
Of course. I admire you for all those things, but also I really, really admire your tenacity, because I watched a documentary as an adult about the Spice Girls and it horrified me. I thought I'd watch it and it would be fun. And I go, wow, like I remember these women I was so inspired by. And the amount of you dealt with, the amount of misogyny in the media. I don't want to say people's names, but the things that they asked you on live television, the scrutiny about your life.
I don't know if any of you guys have seen the Spice Girl documentary she's talking about, but I think I have. There's a couple, I think, but I think I've seen it. And it is really disgusting how they were treated because they were women, just because they were females. And this was like back in the 90s. And the 90s were so superficial. Like if any of you were alive in the 90s and watched the 90s sitcoms, those women were sticks and they still got scrutinized. They still got criticized when they were a size 0. Are you joking? Do better. Society, you're trash and you need to do better, because literally fed up. And Nicola, like I really like in this speech, you can tell that she's getting worked up because it's aggravating. It's so stupid. It's like, why are we still here? It's 2024. Why are we still here? Why can't people's minds evolve past things? Like, why are people's minds so stunted into that? Like, I don't even want to say bad words on this live stream. Why are people's brains still so stunted that they can't go beyond anything but seeing stuff like that? I don't know. Anyway.
Life about everything. I just don't know how you have done it, because I have it a tiny, tiny amount. It's hard. And the reason I
love how they're bleeping it. Like, she's a potty mouth in this speech. Like, this is an award speech, girl. You're dropping F-bombs and shit. Like, let's hang out sometime.
Bring this all up is because I believe we stand here in a room of women who I really admire. And I think we have a responsibility to the young women coming after us, because I wouldn't be here without women like you, or women like Harriet Walter, that show us what you can be.
I love that Golda's right there. So she presented her with the award, and that's so, like, it's just so perfect because she's the queen in Bridgerton. And I think Nicola even said when she gave her the award, like, you are my queen. I'm like, oh no. I just love it. Full circle. I love it.
But if we keep scrutinizing women like this, it could make the next Victoria Beckham, the next Judi Dench, the next whoever, not want to do it. I did a 6-month press tour for Bridgerton, a show which I love.
Okay, before we get into that, yeah, I'm going to have something to say about this, but hold on. Let me go back and check my chat with you guys. Hi, Emma. Yes, you're welcome to come back and watch later. I just wanted to get on now because I have stuff to do too. I feel it, you guys. I feel you guys. The weekend is when we get our stuff done. Absolutely. Okay, going back. She's going to talk about Bridgerton now, and I have something to say about this part.
I'm so proud of the amount of inappropriate questions I got asked about my appearance, about my relationships. It's not good enough. We're not doing good enough. And I think we all have to admit that.
She said the amount of inappropriate questions that she got asked about her appearance and her relationships. Yes, like I watched all those Bridgerton interviews. Some of them were good and respectful. And I have a hair in my mouth. I can't. You guys stop. Do you ever get like a hair in your mouth? Like, where does this come from? How do I get this? Okay, anyway. Bridgerton interviews, yeah, and I could tell when they asked certain questions to her and Luke and their facial expressions, like I could tell they were uncomfortable with it. And it's just like they've done that in the media for so many years, though. They purposefully try to make people uncomfortable with the questions they ask. Like if I was interviewing someone, and I used to interview musicians on a freelance basis when I lived up near DC, and I would never ask them personal questions like that because it's just defeats the purpose of why you're interviewing them, but it gets views too. But the fact that she said it here, and the fact that she said about my relationships, so not even like dating, it could be like her family, her friendships, like clearly uncomfortable. Clearly. I mean, I think it's good that she's addressing it. I think it's awesome. Nicola, if you watch my videos, which I know you don't, but if you ever do, you go, girl, for real.
And do better for the next generation of young women so they can stand here and go, I didn't have to deal with any of that. Harper, thank you so much. I love you, Victoria Beckham. I was too nervous to talk to you, but now I've just done it in front of the crowd. Thank you.
He's like so fangirling in front of her. So yeah, that award speech was kind of like, oh wow, she's really like dropping some bombs there, but also she made some really valid points. And I think that it is important for women who are coming up in entertainment today to call that stuff out, because women back in the day, they didn't really call it out. They just took it. They sat there and took it. Now, if it was me, I wouldn't sit there and take it because I'm the type of person to call shit out. I will call you on your bullshit, and I'm not going to sit there and let you talk down to me or talk down to any other person in my life or whatever. I'm so sick of the narrative in entertainment being like the woman has to be perfect, and oh, it doesn't matter about the man though. The man can be as fat and ugly as he wants, and we'll still pair him with a hot wife and make it seem like that's the norm. And it's brainwashed people into thinking that women are the only ones who deserve to be scrutinized for what they look like. That's all I'm going to say. But yeah, I'm completely over it. So I loved her speech just for the fact that she just put everything, laid everything out. She's like, I'm accepting an award for myself, but I don't care. I'm going to lay this shit out and you're going to listen. So yeah, Melissa, you're right. It's the unrealistic, and I just covered it, the unrealistic view, because, you know, the media has brainwashed people into believing that it's okay for a man to look that way, but it's not okay for a woman to look that way. Times are changing. Get over it. But okay, so next topic of discussion. So this was what made me change my live. Lukey Newts, I guess a new interview dropped with People magazine with Luke, and I didn't know it was new at first because he was talking about Bridgerton, and I'm like, okay, but is this an old interview that they just re-uploaded, or is it new? And I guess it's new. But like they just keep talking to this poor man about Bridgerton all the time. I'm like, he does other stuff, you guys, but I don't know. Maybe I feel like he might be tired of talking about it at this point, because he's like, you know, I sing and I do other things, but he also, it's his job. So I mean, he has to. But I wanted to watch that interview with you guys here too, because I know a lot of you probably haven't seen that one yet. So I'm watching it with you guys for the first time all the way through. So if I react, if I stop it a lot, I'm sorry in advance, because it's my first time watching it too. royally sexy. Oh,
The best part about playing Colin, or I guess probably for most of the cast, like anyone that's in the
okay. I'm going right in, you guys. The best part about playing someone like Colin, how many times has he been asked that question? Let's be original, people. Let's be original. Like I feel like these magazines and stuff, maybe they don't see the past interviews with him, but why are you asking this poor man questions he's already been asked a million times? I don't know, but poor like Luke, you are a good man, sir, because you are just answering it every time without complaining.
the show is that we get to come back year after year, and there's been like space in the story. There's always like a summer for our characters to grow and evolve and go through like these wild experiences.
He's literally said this in every interview they've asked him this stuff before. Luke, I feel so bad for this guy. Like, Nicola, well deserved. Girl, you're a boss. I get it. She has gotten so much attention this summer. She's done so many things. And I just feel like poor Luke is just like riding on Bridgerton still. And I'm like, ask him something else. Ask him about his singing. Ask him about his theater background. Ask him about his upcoming plans for new projects. Like, why? Why do you guys ask him the same questions all the time?
And I think probably for Colin, he goes through a lot. Like through each season, he's had like this crazy experience of traveling and finding himself. So being able to portray like multiple different versions of this character is something that I've really loved. Like being able to come.
Are we sure this is a new interview? I'm wondering. I think it is, but it's like a repeat of other interviews he's had too. It's weird. Whoever wrote these interview questions for him, you need to get fired and you need to hire somebody who does the research.
Back each year, and there's real differences. And like growing up with a character, like I feel like that's such a gift for an actor, particularly for Colin. You know, he was a teenager when we first met him, and
he kind of has the baby face going on again because he's like freshly shaven maybe or something. He's got like that, you know, season 2 baby face Colin going on. I'm a sucker for a baby face on any person though. Like I can't do the hyper masculine or the hyper like whatever stuff, like soft features. That's my thing, man. That is my
to see him now year after year sort of step into adulthood was really fun to explore.
Colin,
Glad to see things have not changed.
Is this whole interview is going to be Bridgerton based? Oh, come on, guys.
Yeah.
Brother,
Colin.
you set aside the latest family squabble and embraced me.
They're literally going back all the way to season 2. Like, there has to be new stuff for this man. Come on.
There's a bond between all of the siblings, the Bridgerton siblings, and we always shoot the very first scene in the drawing room, and it's when everyone's come back to society. And there's always a version of that every season, and it's a really like sort of special moment of us all like reconnecting after having some time off. But it is cool, and like I remember watching something. I think it's when
Reconnecting. You reconnected with Nicola. We saw the picture. Yes, I love it. I really want to be a fly on the wall for like this season, and just I want some behind the scenes stuff. We're not getting anything from Bridgerton right now. Like, come on, guys, give us something.
when I watched Saltburn actually, and I was like, how cool is that to play like something so far removed from the life that I live, from such a like wealthy family? And then I realized that was my job. Like it was kind of like took me by surprise. I was like, oh, I actually do that, like maybe a couple hundred years ago, but I still do that. So yeah, it's wild. It's like really, once you get onto those sets, it really like transports you and you kind of get lost in it.
Brother,
we've
under
heard
what
that
foreign
before,
sun
too.
did you apparently get?
He's a better person than I am. I would literally be like, can you ask me some different questions? Thank you. I've repeated myself 50 million times already. I just wish they would give Luke the treatment that Nicola has been getting. Like, you know, and maybe I don't know his life. Like he might not have been working that much this summer and just vacationing, but still, like I know he's done other stuff.
So sturdy.
It was part of the preparation going into season 3 that I really wanted to feel like there was a difference.
Season 3, talking about season 3. Is this somebody please tell me in the chat if this is a new interview, because it literally just got uploaded, so it has to be. I don't know if they filmed it during the press tour. Yeah, it's very weird. It's like it doesn't seem like a current interview, you know what I mean?
not only emotionally and in this experience that he'd had, but also physically. I wanted.
Do you see his hands, what he's doing? So that's a very Luke Newton thing, because he does that with his hands when he's like, you know, nervous or even in Bridgerton, you can tell like it's him doing it. In the wedding scene, he does that thing with his fingers. Like, that's not Colin, that's Luke doing that with his fingers and fidgeting. I think that might be, I don't know if it's part of like people with ADHD or like what, but, or if it's just nerves, but he definitely did that in Bridgerton too, if you pay attention.
It didn't come back after his gap year and he had changed and sort of become a man.
Okay.
Yeah, I wanted to embody that physically as well as everything else. So kind of completely just changed my lifestyle. And I guess being a character means that it takes away like any sort of like.
Okay, so the glow up in Bridgerton, he gained so much, but he lost his ass. Like in season 2, he had like a nice backside, and then when he lost all the weight and like bulked up, his backside got smaller. I'm like, how does that happen? It usually gets bigger, at least on women. Maybe men just lose their butt when they do that.
Like I'm not thinking it's me. I'm not being like, oh, this is
Like
me
Nicola
being
said,
sexy or being cool. It's like, it's nice to have that detachment and be like, okay, this is his moment to like really embody that feeling. I feel like it's easier for me to do that rather than think about it in my own life, because yeah, I guess I don't think about that very often. But
you know what? His teeth look like, that's what I mean. My teeth aren't going to look like that soon, tomorrow. But I have like this, he has the same.
yeah, in a character, I'm like, oh, okay, this is his moment to like show up. Yeah.
Will you please do me the honor of joining me on the dance floor? This is Bridgerton.
How is this a new interview?
The sideburns, yeah. I mean, it took us hours to really work those out, work out the exact shape, the line.
He's also talked about this before. Like, why are you people making this poor man go over the stuff he's already told us 10 times? I would love to interview Luke, and I would talk about like stuff other than Bridgerton, because this poor guy, like he can't get away from it. It's the only thing people associate him with, and it makes me sad for him. I'm like, I wish he had like I hope he gets some big projects coming up soon or something, because like this is every interview he has, it's just always Bridgerton, and I can imagine him just being over it.
And that we wanted, I guess I kind of took inspiration from Jonathan Bailey from previous seasons, how he had these like strong sideburns that felt very well shaped. And like,
he is such a, I'm just going to stop to talk about Jonathan Bailey for a second. J-Bay is such a good actor. Season 2 carried it. Like, his acting skills are unmatched. I love him so much.
Like groomed, and I really wanted that, but kind of extend on the shape. And yeah, I don't know, it was kind of just fun to explore. The only thing is, like in normal life, it didn't really go with any, like with like if I'm in the coffee shop on a Sunday morning, you can kind of spot a Bridgerton from a mile away. If you,
sir, I don't care what anyone says, rock those sideburns in real life. Okay, go get your coffee and be like, yeah, I'm a Bridgerton brother, and what? Like, I would totally rock that shit. I mean, I think it goes well in real life, but to each their own.
You see those sideys. So this year, I'm focusing on just having them just as Colin, not in my day to day, because it was kind of a weird thing to sort of balance in my day to day life. I think the one thing about the Bridgerton fans is like whenever I meet them in person, they're always so overwhelmingly positive and kind about the show. And they really resonate with it. So yeah, it's always really lovely when people just like.
What is that? So I've been trying to figure out what that necklace was. It's probably like from a designer. That one. That's not the circle necklace that he usually wears. It's probably for the photo shoot. Never mind. Moving on.
Always so overwhelmingly positive and kind about the show. And they really resonate with it. So yeah, it's always really lovely when people just like want to reach out when I see them. It's like Colin is now part of me, that they will call me Colin and I will just automatically respond. It's not like I never just.
That's really weird. So that's when I paused it in a great spot. Sorry, Luke. When the lines get blurred between the character and your real life is kind of when things get muddy. And I feel like that was a huge thing with the fandom and with everyone with Luke and Nicola, because I feel like maybe the lines got blurred a little bit with them while they were filming too, and maybe that led to like the intense chemistry and stuff along with their established friendship. But I do feel like the lines got blurred during filming because they were so into it and it was intense and they were very involved. Like they even said in an interview, like they didn't even see their friends or family for like a long time because everything was consumed by Bridgerton. And I feel like maybe that the line between things definitely could have gotten a little blurry. I'm still like Lucula for life, but I'm not unrealistic about it right now. Like right now, no, like I'm not gonna sit here and be like, yeah, they're like whatever romantic, they're gonna beat it. Like no, like until anything happens, I'm firmly in the camp of Nicola has her person she's dating, Luke has his person he's dating. But in the future, like I would love it.
Go, oh, I'm actually Luke. I'm just like, yeah, well, it's part of me. So you can call me whatever.
You can call me whatever. Okay, daddy. Daddy.
It's really just crazy to think how my life has changed. And also that, you know, we've shot 3 seasons, but it's been over 5 years. So it's been like a good chunk of my life now that I've shared this experience with these amazing people. It's really even hard to put into words what it's done. And the fact that, you know, I was working on a bar.
I wonder if they couldn't find anything else to ask him about. Like, Luke, get to work. I don't know. It's really odd to me now that like season 3 is well over and they're still prodding this poor man about Bridgerton, like as opposed to other stuff that he's doing. It's weird. It's weird.
And just desperately trying to get a job. And now that I know that every year I'll be going back to another year of Bridgerton, it's just like, yeah, it's just amazing. And like, we all feel really lucky that we do really enjoy it. And it's not just about going in and getting the job done. It's like, it's a really special place that all of us love.
Aww. I love Luke. He seems like a sweetheart. Okay. Yay, you guys. I'm going to go back and read your chats. I was consumed by the videos. The big mid guy with the hot wife and no reverse equivalent. Yeah, exactly what I was saying earlier. It's really crazy. Nicola is gorgeous. Yes, she is. And I see nothing wrong with her weight or size. It's media and Photoshop photos of women that give an unrealistic view. Absolutely. And PORN, that too. People are really, there's like an addiction problem going on with that. He didn't do enough squats. They were focusing on his appearance, but they were mainly focusing on Bridgerton. So it was like, it was weird. I'm like, Bridgerton season 3 has been over. If this is a new interview, ask him some new stuff. He needs new questions. I can't wait for him to show off new skills. Yes. He's up for an award for season 3. Maybe that's why the concentration on Colin. Maybe. I did hear that he got nominated for some things, which good. Like, yay, well deserved. You know, Nick's been winning awards left and right and whatever, but I'm really hoping that Luke will, you know, get his flowers because he's a good actor. Like there's, you know, everyone can criticize something about, you know, acting, especially if you don't do it yourself. You're like, oh, I could do that better. Could you though? Acting's hard. I went to film school after high school and like, you know, just there's a lot of technique involved and it's not easy, but I'm glad that he has been nominated for some stuff. So yay for Luke. We're happy for him. I just want some like behind the scenes Bridgerton stuff, or I want something. It's been a very, very dry spell. So that's good for me though. So I don't have to keep up with it. You know what I mean? But either way, I would really like that. But focusing first on real life tomorrow. So if anyone wants to see my process for my new teeth, I might, it depends on if they let me film, but I might document it. It's just like not going to be pretty for some of it. Cause what they have to do is they have to like, well, this is a crown already. It's from a root canal. They're going to take this crown off and then they're going to drill this tooth down so they can fit another crown on my other front tooth. So like, cause you can see it now, they're different colors because this is a crown. So yeah, it's going to be gross, but I might film it. I feel very grateful to be able to do what he loves, acting. Yes, absolutely. I mean, and also, yeah, he's in that state of mind where he's like, I was barely making it, and then Bridgerton pulled me up, and now I have a career. So yeah, he does have a lot to owe to Bridgerton. So I mean, it makes sense. Like, he's happy to answer the questions, but I feel like it could get tiring sometimes, just answering the same questions over and over again. But I always try to get off the ship, but I always end up coming back. Yeah, I do. I've never got off it. I just I'm not gonna be someone who is saying stuff that's not true. So, I can kind of be on it quietly and, have the hope one day that maybe they'll see the light. But, like I said in my last live, we don't even know if they're each other's type. You know what I mean? Like, we could say all day that they are meant for each other, blah, blah, blah. But if they don't feel it, nothing you could do about it. So hopefully one day, because, there's been a lot of situations where it's been like years go by and then people are like, oh, you were right there the whole time. But, who knows? I don't know if I have my own thoughts on it too, which goes back to my other video I did about, feeling like why I feel like, they might not want to pursue something or whatever. But I would love it. It would make my whole life if because you just want to root for people who obviously like love each other and have something really great, but at the same time, you don't know what goes on other than what you see on the screen. So I just want some, I feel like Nicola posted the trailer selfie with Luke just because she knew the fans wanted it. And she's like, okay, let's just do this and get it over with. But I think I wish they were filming more scenes together. Like, it's since they're not the leads, it's probably very sparse. They get called in maybe once in a while to film their scenes, but it's not like season 3 where they were just on each other 24/7. So, maybe like the opportunity might not present itself for them to spend extra time together, but I hope, I hope so. I think Luke said something in an interview about wanting to move to like a quiet town in Italy and just sip coffee on his like porch or something. I'm like, oh my God, like, please. Like, I could so see like both of them just doing that. But I feel like Nicola is more a girl about town. And that's why I feel like her and Jake and, nothing new has really come out about any of these people since we've seen them last. But that's kind of why I feel like she gravitates to Jake, because he's like that too. Like, judging by his posts and stuff, like he really likes to go out and adventure and party and stuff. And Nicola, I feel, is the same way. She's like girl about town. She loves partying. I mean, age has nothing to do with it. If it were me and I'm like 1 year younger than her, I'd be in bed by like 9. But everyone's different. She might have the energy of like a freaking, Energizer bunny. Who knows? But yeah. Hopefully one day we'll get to see, something between them, because I really would love that. Just, it would give me hope in humanity a little bit. Oh yeah, her comment on his post. Oh yeah, yes, dude. I know she does. I really just think that they're really, 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 really good friends. That's it. I really do. I would love to see more, but as of right now, like, I have no proof. And the stuff that I do see, like the comment she posted, that's so friend zoning. That's friend zone as F. Like, yes, dude. She didn't call him pal or mate, but she said dude. And I know me from personal experience, if a guy calls me dude, or if I call a guy dude, you're my friend. Like, straight up, period, you're my friend. But I really would love behind the scenes stuff, especially like if we could get like leaked footage of like any pollen scenes, I would die. I would love it, because I think we've only gotten some benefit stuff so far. So they're really being under wraps this year with Bridgerton filming. We haven't gotten anything, so we'll see. In the future, who knows? Yeah, we'll see, guys. But I really, really hope it does. But yeah, so hopefully, their speeches. I don't know if you guys have seen them yet. Hopefully not. But if you have, you're just seeing them again with my commentary. But I really hope that Luke gets like actual good jobs coming in. Because Bridgerton, I love that for him, but like you gotta put some other stuff on your resume, dude. Like you gotta like elevate your career. Like don't just ride on Bridgerton. Like you're talented. I actually would prefer to see him in like some sort of music related thing. And I think he talked about like he really likes that as well. Like if he wasn't doing straight up acting or whatever, he would be like in music in some way. I'm like, yeah, I really would. So glad I could come in for a sec. No husband and kid today at a work conference. Yeah, girl, I hope you have some good old happy hours at that work conference. Have a good weekend. Okay, yeah, I'm going to hop off to you guys because I have some errands to do and things to take care of at the house. But if you didn't get to tune into my live, just tune in later. It's going to be up. And I'm glad that I got to jump on. It's been a while. I had so much more time when I was at my mom's house to do this stuff. And now it's just like everything's crazy. I'm still looking for a place to move in. I'm still at my friend's house. Like I'm paying her rent, but like I'm still, staying with her because it's really been hard to find a good place. Like I want to find a place where I can stay for a while, not just a place that I can stay a year and then I'm going to have to move when the lease is up or something. So it's definitely a process to find that because you want to find something that's good, but and then everything else with like, that's just come up with the dentist stuff and just, it's a lot to do. I got to save some money, guys. I got to save some money because like this stuff in the US, especially, I should have got my teeth done in Costa Rica. I was there and I was like, can you guys do crowns? They said, yeah, it's going to be around 400 to 500 a crown. I said, that's like as a visitor, you don't even need to live there. You come to America, you come to the US and you say that, like, I'm just visiting. Can I get there? They're going to laugh in your face. The healthcare system here is god awful, but I have insurance. It's fine. It's going to take care of it. Sometimes I think, have you ever thought about if they're secretly dating and everyone thinks they're not, and in a few years they say it would be great? Yeah, I don't know. I cannot say either way right now, but I would absolutely be 100% down for that situation. I don't know. I think I'm going to stand, and I don't like saying this, but I'm going to stand by it because I feel like it's just the way the world is, that because of how it would look, I'm wondering if Luke doesn't do anything because of that, because of the way that people would talk about it. And that's really terrible to say. But did you guys see the way they were talking about their fictional characters in Bridgerton? Oh, why would he fall for a girl who looks like that? Bridgerton, not even talking about them in real life. That was just their characters. And it was terrible. So I really feel like it goes beyond just them. I feel like it goes beyond what we all think, and it goes a little deeper, and it's really complex. And I mean, I don't know if it's like image related or whatever, or maybe, they just aren't compatible in the way that everyone thinks they are. But, you got to think sometimes, like if people wrote articles about their fictional characters and the weird pairing that it seemed to be, what are they going to do in real life if that happens? It's going to be really mean. And I think that might be also a barrier to anything. And it's sad, but that's the way the world is. And hopefully it'll change because people are stepping up and calling it out and talking about it. But yeah, absolutely. I really miss, I want to start making videos again, calling stuff like that out. And I uploaded a couple of my old podcast episodes that my friend and I used to have. And we used to do that on our podcast when we had it. we used to call out society's bullshit. And, you know, it really was gaining traction, but then we just stopped because like I was pulling most of the weight and doing most of the editing and the work, and I just couldn't do it with everything else. So, but I might continue that here, and I'll just do it on my own because I have a lot to say about a lot of topics. And it's going to be like real talk. So, but yeah, I hope that, you know, you guys here just contribute to society in a positive way and, you know, don't really contribute to all the negativity around stuff like that, because there's enough of that. We need to just try and fight it and just put more love and light out there into the world. But speaking of that, I'm going to put some love and light in my mouth because I'm hungry. That sounded really bad. That's not an innuendo, I swear. No one's here but me. Yeah. So I'm going to do that because I had like 2 palomas when I went out with my friend and nothing to eat. So I'm about to get some treats. But I hope you guys have a good weekend. And I hope that you are doing something good for yourself this weekend and not just sitting at home. Go out to a festival or go to a movie. Treat yourself. I treated myself last night. It was great. His work was stressful this week. But I'll try to be back more regularly with videos. Hopefully pre-recorded videos. It's hard to find the time to edit stuff. That's why I do my lives, because it's just easier. I'm just like, I don't have to edit anything, you guys. So that would be a sad commentary on Luke because his mom and sister are both curvy. Yeah. I mean, and I don't think like that's just me guessing just because of the history of the rhetoric surrounding everything about them. But, you know, I don't know if he has a type because a lot of his girlfriends, they all looked relatively different from one another. So, yeah, we'll just have to wait. Like in Friends, one day we'll know the truth. But even in Friends, like we did find out that everyone suspected that David and Jen like were flirtatious and like had a thing, and they did, but they never got together. And he even brought it up in the reunion. Like, yeah, I had a thing for her, but we never dated, and we never, because it was just like someone always had a boyfriend or girlfriend or like someone. So that it might be that situation too. It might be like they never get together, but then years down the road in a Bridgerton reunion or something, oh yeah, Nicola and I had this thing, blah, blah. I'm like, what? We already knew that. We already knew that. You don't need to say it. But it is really sad. It's sad that that happens in real life to people too. Like, it's like you could be perfect for one another, but you just never get together because of life circumstances. That makes me really sad because it's like you always want to get together with someone who's your equal partner. You're like written in the stars, whatever. But, you know, that's just how life is. Sometimes stuff just doesn't work out. And I just love their friendship, though. And I also don't want anything to kind of like compromise or destroy the friendship they have. And I feel like, you know, that's another probably factor, you know, like I don't want to ruin what we have. So we're just going to keep it like this. And that's fine. That's perfectly okay. But I feel like in situations like that, like nothing could ruin it if it is the right thing. Like if something is right for you, nothing's going to ruin it. You know what I mean? So we'll just have to wait and see. But at least Colin and Penn are happy. Yeah, that's what I love. I'm like, at least we have Colin and Penn, and they're just in their, you know, honeymoon phase with their new kid or whatever. I'm excited to see how that storyline develops because, yeah, I want some behind the scenes stuff, you guys. But anyway, okay, I'm really going now. I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I'll see you very soon in my next video. And hopefully tomorrow I can film some dental stuff, but if not, it's fine. I'll just film the aftermath. All right, bye guys.